Good afternoon, everybody. ABC 24 meteorologist Cory Smith here. Today, a weather impact day, and that is because of the rain and the breezy conditions that we're seeing here across the Mid-South today. So we're going to talk about what you can expect as we head into the rest of your Friday and what things are looking like for this weekend. First off, what to expect. What is the weather impact? It's the remnants of Hurricane Helene, now a tropical depression that is across the entire southeast. It got plenty of rain throughout the region, including here. It's been raining since this morning. So what we're expecting, rain likely today into tonight, around 1 to 3 inches additionally on what we've seen, up to 4 inches total for some as you get into the end of this event, and wind gusts 35 to 45 miles per hour. We could see some isolated power outages due to some of those gusty winds. So here is what you need to know today and into tonight. Rain, gusty wind. Make sure you're driving safe, a little bit slower out there, and make sure you have your devices charged just in case you do see some isolated power outages. So here's the latest on Tropical Depression now, Helene. Essentially, the storm made landfall last night in the Florida Panhandle, moved up into Georgia and the Carolinas, and now has been pretty much ingested by this upper level low. So you can see this giant low pressure system here. Realistically, the remnants of what is Helene is out towards the east, but the center of circulation now ingested by this low. So we have a lot of moisture across the southeast, a lot of rainfall, including here in Memphis. As I look at I-40 and Riverside Drive, a wet commute if you're going to be outside this afternoon. Definitely some slippery roadways out there, so take things a little bit slower if you need to. We're going to start off with these alerts that we have. This green shading for almost the entire viewing area is a flood watch, and that's going to be until tomorrow morning. The potential of maybe some flooding with some of the rain that we're seeing, but not a huge concern, I think. This is probably the biggest worry if you're here in the Memphis metro, though, as you continue to see that rain really falling over the next couple of hours. We also have a wind advisory that's going to be north of the Memphis metro. That's because you could see some wind gusts reach up to 45 miles per hour as you get into this afternoon and evening. So power outages will be possible here across the Mid-South. Overall, though, I think less than the impacts that we saw with Francine that was a little bit earlier on in the season here. So Tropical Depression Helene, you can see what's left of it at least is spinning over Tennessee and Kentucky. It's going to stay that way as we head into the next couple of days, just a remnant low. So we are going to keep some cloud cover around as we go into your Saturday, but I think rain chance is starting to get a little bit lower as we head into tonight. You can see this large swath of precipitation. This is that upper level low, really ingesting all that tropical moisture. This is really what's left of the direct impacts from Helene. Now the rest of the moisture being wrapped around this low, and that's what we're seeing here in the Mid-South. Today, taking a little bit of a closer look, you can see just steady rainfall across the entire viewing area. It's been this way for a couple hours, and really since this morning. That's going to continue as we get a little bit later on into the day. I think this evening, maybe if you have any Friday night football plans, have the rain gear nearby. It's going to be pretty wet out there for tonight. I think tomorrow looking a little bit better, though. So let's take a look at rain total so far. Around a half an inch to an inch, and you're going to see essentially this axis of heavier rain arching into the Mid-South. And this is where we're going to see the potential of maybe some of those higher totals as we get a little bit later on into today. Currently right around an inch of rain, though, in Memphis, right around 1 inch and 500 around Mark Tree, and 0.97 inches in Covington. We will pick up another 1 to 2 inches of rain throughout today, and we'll take a look at that. But here's what our hour-by-hour forecast model shows. Continue to see off this pretty much a steady rain that we've been seeing throughout the rest of your afternoon and into the evening. So like I said, if you are going to be heading out tonight, have the rain gear nearby. But as you get around 10 to 11 p.m., we're going to start to see things shift off towards the east. So we can't rule out some drizzle, some mist as we head into the overnight hours. But I think that steady rain does start to come to an end as we go into tomorrow. We can't rule out some stray showers for your Saturday, so just want to keep that in the back of your mind. We're going to see definitely some cloud cover from this low to start off your Saturday, but we can't rule out some showers, I think, for some of us. Temperature is going to be back in the 70s, a little bit warmer than what we're seeing today. So here's what our model's thinking if we stretch things out for the rest of this event. Around 1 to 1.5, 2 inches of rainfall through now to the beginning of Saturday. So take what we had on that map, add about 1 inch. That should be where we end up. Some much needed rain, and we're going to talk about that here in a second. But first, let's go over those wind gusts. These are observed wind gusts as of right now: 25 miles per hour in Memphis, 20 in Corinth, 23 in Dyersburg, 30 in Truman, and 24 in Clarksdale. If we take a look at the future, what we can expect with that, right now, just thinking around 20 to 35 mile per hour wind gusts is what our model's showing. We could, like we said, especially north of Memphis, see those gusts up to 40 to 45. But I think by about 10 p.m. tonight, we're starting to see those gusts come down. We're still breezy as we head into your Saturday morning. Winds gusting around 10 to 25 miles per hour to start things off, but a little bit less than what we're seeing right now. So that does bring down the chance of any power outages. So overall, those impacts a little bit on the lower end today, but because this is tropical in nature is why we decided to go with that weather impact day. So wind for the rest of the day, especially north of Memphis. Flooding, really concerned with that steady rain. So by 10 p.m. when we're starting to wind things down, that's when that threat will start to subside a little bit there. And we can't rule out any power outages, of course, as long as we have that wind around. So through about midnight tonight, I think really that going to be that window for maybe some power outages as we go throughout the rest of the day. There are some positive impacts. So we saw that really large swath of rainfall north of the Mid-South, so going into the Ohio River Valley. Take a look at this. We've been right around negative 10 feet or so on the Mississippi River here at Memphis. We've been at very low water levels, not quite record levels like we set the last 2 years, but getting pretty close. Well, that's changing very quickly. Within the span of about a week here, all this rain in the Ohio River Valley is going to funnel into the Mississippi River. We're talking stages right around 4 to 5 feet as you get into Wednesday to Friday of next week. So some great news there for our river levels. Looks like things really going to rebound here. Looks like we could be avoiding what we've seen the last 2 years here in the Mid-South. So let's get to your 7-day forecast. We're going to talk about what you can expect here going forward. 66 degrees as you get into this afternoon. Rain showers really continuing through the evening. Around 10 p.m. we start to see things really quiet down. But past that, as you get into the weekend, we can't rule out a spotty shower on your Saturday high, 73 degrees. Sunday looking much better. Partly cloudy, 75. No rain expected. And as we head into next week, temperature is pretty close for this time of the year to the average. We're right around upper 70s, low 80s, plenty of sunshine. We do dry things out. So after we get through that rain today, things looking a little bit better. Now we're going to continue this coverage of what you can expect with this rain coming up tonight at 5 and 6 here on ABC 24. We're just doing this live stream for you guys to give you a little bit of an update on what's going on there. So make sure that you are tuning into that, and we'll be on the CW at 9 p.m. and then also ABC 24 at 10 p.m. with the latest weekend forecast. So